Perfect. So, first of all, I'm going to present you, okay?
Okay.
A todos los que están, los que ya hablé un poco de él, pero Glenn has had more than 20 years of experience, and he's one of the best hypnotherapists worldwide. And he has created a lot of meditations, different kinds of meditations, that have helped a lot of people in their healing path, right? And he uses these solfeggio frequencies, which are 6 notes, that have originally been associated with meditations. And as I know, they were first used by Gregorian monks, and I think you has unified them with hypnosis through wonderful meditations. And Glenn, let me tell you, your work has helped over my therapies a lot, because while I give my patients the quantum biofeedback, they are listening to your meditation, especially the ones with the solfeggio frequency. And I have been using it for almost 5 years. So, Glenn, we've been working together for almost 5 years, and you didn't know that.
That's great.
And
that's
so,
the beauty.
Glenn,
that's the beauty of it. Yeah, that's the beauty of having recordings that go out.
Amazing. So, how many meditations do you have?
Probably now about 120, I'm guessing.
Amazing. Oh my God. So let's talk about, if you like, let's talk about how you start using this therapy for healing, and we would like to know more about your background and how you start your career in this field.
Okay. Well, originally I was a musician, and I used to play in pubs and bars and clubs. And it was one time that I was sharing the stage with a stage hypnotist. And it was watching this guy do his thing that really sparked my interest in hypnosis. And yeah, it was that. But I didn't want to do the stage hypnosis thing. You know, I was drawn to it for the healing side of it. And so from there, I did a 2-year diploma in London with a hypnotherapy training college, and I loved it, and I never looked back. I started then, you know, once I got my qualifications, I'd go and see lots of clients, and I built a really busy practice. And then I would, later on, I started making recordings, because I'd always been a musician. I'd been a musician since I was a kid. And so I always had a little recording set up, you know, but something very basic when I started. And so it was a natural progression then to start making recordings, making hypnotherapy. So I was seeing clients, and then I thought, oh, I'll start making recordings and I'll give them to the clients. And that was the start of it. And then I started to think, well, hang on, maybe I could sell these in a few local shops. And that was the genesis of it.
Wow. And how do you discover or decide to use the solfeggio to your therapy?
The solfeggio tones, well, they came about when I met a guy called Ali Calderwood. So I'd been on the healing path for a number of years, and I was really, I was drawn to ayahuasca because I'd read about it.
Yes, I love that medicine, by the way.
Yeah, well, I'd read about it, and I'd, you know, it was really calling me. You know, the medicine, they say, calls you when you're ready. And
really?
yeah, so I was going to go down to Peru. I was all ready to go to Peru and, you know, sign up and, you know, have an experience in the jungle. But then I met this guy in England, a guy called Ali Calderwood, and he'd spent 2 years in the jungle with the shamans. And he said, and he was doing a concert. I was listening to his music. And he said that he had a ceremony the next Saturday. So I thought, you know, and I chatted to him after the show, and I really liked him. I thought his energy was good. And so I went down to his place and did this ceremony. And it was so powerful. The first one I ever did was like, just, it blew my mind. You know, I had 3 hours of like experiencing these incredible light journey, higher vibrational places that I visited, you know, crystal palaces and animal spirits, and, you know, my downline, my patriarchal downline. It absolutely blew my mind.
Wow.
And Ali is a very talented musician, and he wrote music for the ceremonies. So the music you hear on the solfeggio tones is music that he's sometimes used on in ceremony for the ayahuasca ceremonies. So it was a natural progression. And, you know, I did a number of ceremonies with him, and the music that he always wrote, I mean, I could never, it was like Pink Floyd on acid. It was incredible, you know, being in these ceremonies and hearing that music, it just took it to another level. And so then we became friends, and it was a natural thing. We started talking about the solfeggio tones, which were rediscovered in the late 90s. And we said, well, why don't we make some meditations based on those frequencies? You know, and Ali created the music, and between us we scripted the meditations based on the theme of each tone. And it was a very organic process. You know, it was something that just came out of the friendship we had at the time. And you know, he's a very gifted musician, so it was, you know, they came out sounding really good.
Well, they say the music is the language of God, right?
Yeah.
And, well, that's amazing that you had this experience with ayahuasca. I had the experience with ayahuasca like 4 times, and really amazing. I really like that medicine. It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's very interesting, Glenn.
It is.
Wonderful. And can you explain to us how do frequencies work together with hypnosis in a physical, mental, and energetic level? How does it work?
Well, the thing with those specific tones, the amazing thing with them, they're very ancient tones. They go back, they date back. I don't think anyone's really sure how far they date back, but they do know that Gregorian monks used to chant to each one of those tones to release certain things. So for example, 396 hertz, they would chant to that exact frequency to release feelings of guilt, fear, shame, and regret. And each one of the tones has got a specific, you know, theme that you can purge, or you can let go of. And so when we made the recordings, we based each meditation around the theme of the frequency. And, you know, yeah, going back to 396 hertz, that was very much about shame, regret, and fear. So the meditation was sort of based around that. So you've kind of got it's threefold. You've got the meditation itself, you've got Ali's music, and you've got the frequency. So you've got the combination of those 3 things that created this alchemy that have made them something, you know, very powerful, the 3 things. And my brand of hypnosis was always that I would guide the client into a very deep state. You know, if somebody's very relaxed and in a deep receptive state, then they take on board the suggestions that much easier. I was always very strong on that, you know, get them into a very receptive state, you know, make the recording safe, but get them into a receptive state, and then give them the suggestions which they embrace, take on board, and then those suggestions anchor themselves in the unconscious mind. And then, you know, people automatically respond to them in their daily life without even thinking about it. So it's a very powerful way of, you know, changing patterns of behavior and embracing new patterns of behavior. So yeah, that's the way we've always done it.
No, wow, yes, I know, it's amazing because they take you to a very higher vibration, no? Yeah. And it's amazing how every note, no, of the solfeggio scale, it's related with an organ or with a color, no? So everything it's like. And can you share some positive and successful experience that people have had when approaching your therapy?
Well, I mean, I get, it's so lovely because I get inundated with people telling me that they've had life-changing experiences, you know, and
Yeah.
it's so lovely to read it. It's amazing because, yeah, those recordings in particular, I made them about 10 years ago, and we put
Wow.
them out there,
Well,
and
really?
yeah, they're about 10 years old now. And when we put them out,
Wow.
they were sort of slow at first, you know, it didn't take off. They didn't suddenly go crazy. But over time, they've got bigger and bigger, and more people use them. And, you know, I mean, overall now, I don't know, I mean, I know I've sold over 10 million, not just of the solfeggio, but the whole range. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Yes, all of it.
On Insight Timer, I've had 6 million plays on there. So I get this amazing feedback every day from so many different places. You know, social media is such an amazing thing for, you know, for putting the recordings out. Because when I very first started, you know, back in the day, I used to put them on cassette. They were on
Yeah.
cassettes, you know, before I made the solfeggios. But the first recordings I made were on cassette, and I used to deliver them into local stores, like local chemists and health shops. Physically go around there, and when they sold out, I topped them up, give them new cassettes, and
Oh, wow.
that was
Yeah.
how I started. So I'm so lucky now that on social media I can put them on
Of course.
various platforms like YouTube and you know, all these different apps like Insight Timer, for example. You know, I put a number of free recordings up there, and they've been listened to over 6 million times. So, and they're free to listen
Of
on there
course.
as well. That's the lovely thing. You know, I love that side of it. You know, you can put up recordings for free, people can listen to them, and if they like them, if they, you know, like your style, then they don't mind paying for a paid recording. So it's a real soft sell. It's not a hard sell. You know, it was never my thing anyway. I'm not a salesman, but I love that. I love that we can put stuff out free and people like it, and you know, it's great. So the internet has been incredible for the timing
Of
of it, you
course.
know, to make recordings that have gone out there into so many places. It's wonderful.
And you know putting together your meditation with the biofeedback, it's amazing. The results. The results are amazing. You see, you know, the
So
patients.
you're measuring people's depth of trance.
No, no. The thing is, you know, biofeedback, eductor, quantum
Yeah,
medicine.
only very sort of, yeah, kind of very briefly. I don't know too much about it.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I put a hardness in the patient, and I can
Yeah.
do it all virtual. That's the amazing thing.
You
So
could what,
this
sorry?
program, the thing is, this program can read your electromagnetic. Yeah, it's amazing. So he can,
Wow.
the program can read how are you in these three levels, in the energetic and the physical and
Yeah.
and the emotional. So,
Wow.
for example, if I know that the patient it's living under anxiety, pressure, I don't know, I choose which frequency I need. Okay, maybe it's the 417, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he's having a changes. He's living through something different. I don't know,
Yeah.
and I use the frequency
Yeah.
in a different therapies that I'm giving him through the program.
Wow.
It's so it gets powerful, you know.
And you're getting the feedback there. You're getting the feedback on the machine that's telling you how they're
Yeah,
responding.
of course, machine on the
Wow.
machine. I know how is the patient. What
Yeah.
is the cause of the stress? You know, the primary
Yeah.
cause, the second cause. I can
Yeah.
go to the muscles, to chromosomes. I can equilibrate the emotions, hormonal, everything. It's amazing. It's amazing medicine, really.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
there's
That's
one that
fantastic.
it uses the organ, the organ,
Yeah. Yeah.
and in one of them I can put the frequency that I want.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where it's about frequencies. This therapy is
Yeah.
about frequencies. For
Yeah.
example,
Yeah.
the remedy that the
Yeah.
program gives me, it's by a
Yeah.
frequency. So, so I put the frequency on the patient. I send it to the patient.
Wow.
But
That's
while
fantastic.
they are having the therapy, they are listening to your meditations.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the results
So
are incredible, really.
Can you choose any frequency, or can you
Of course,
any frequency?
any frequency.
So
I can
if
choose any one I want.
because I've heard about that, where certain, you know, for example, if somebody has a certain type of cancer, a certain frequency can help to you know, change the structure of the cellular makeup of the cancer.
Of
So,
course. I also
wow.
I also use the right frequency. You know, the right frequencies are for virus, parasites, bacteria, and the right destroy the bacteria and this virus, because it's like when you know an opera singer is singing, and then you put a glass of you know, cup of glass, and the glass exactly the same. The levacy is higher, higher than the virus.
So it's a vibration, isn't it? It's a vibration, isn't it? Sound vibration.
Exactly.
I mean, myself and Ali, who made the solfeggio recordings, we talked about doing a number of recordings after that on specific tones, not solfeggio, but different tones that would target certain illnesses and certain problems within the body. It's the same as that, but we never got around to doing it. And he moved up to Scotland. He lives in a very remote part of the world now, up in Scotland. So I've kind of lost a bit of touch with him, you know, so we never got around to it, but that would have been a good project, and maybe something I'd still do.
No, that would be great, because as we know, each organ has a different vibration. And different, so that will be great. But if you want, I can connect you virtual later. These days, so you can see how amazing it is to make the therapy, but virtual. That's amazing. I was talking to the people. He's looking at the viewers, and I think the inventor of this machine, it's Bill Nelson, and I think he knew that this was going to happen, you know. Because it's amazing. How can you from distance? It's exactly the same diagnostic. I receive exactly the same diagnostic if you are in my place, or if you are in London. The difference is 5. So it's amazing.
So do you find then, do you target certain things within people, you know, cancers and diabetes, and you use certain frequencies to disperse the problem?
Exactly. I use a lot of frequencies, not just one, a lot of frequencies. To equilibrate. For example, if I can see that the riñón, ¿cómo se dice? If I can see, you know, which organ is related with what emotion, but the kidney, if you know the kidney with fear, so I have to equilibrate, and I have to put some frequencies for the fear, and equilibrate and harmonize the vibration of the kidney. I mean, it's amazing. It's unlimited. How the things that I can do with this. It
always fascinated me. I don't know a lot about it, but what I've read about it has fascinated me, and it's something that I've thought about making recordings to target certain illnesses and certain problems. You know, that could be
Yes.
really powerful and amazing, and
Wow.
could
Of
help a
course.
lot of
Of
people.
course.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course,
So
something
that,
very important, as we know, is that the patient have to decide that wants to heal, of course, and have a, you know, a healthy life. Huh?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Glenn, can you, what do you think about the moments that we are living? What is your perspective?
At this time,
Yeah,
this, I mean, it's hopefully, you know, we're hoping that this is going to lead to a big change. You know, that the world's going to become more conscious. You know,
yeah,
everything that's going on now, it's breaking down a lot of systems that didn't really serve us. I mean, you know, one of the good things to come out of all this is that there's a lot less pollution in the world. You know, that I
yeah.
saw the other day where in Venice, you know, there's fish in the canals again, but that haven't been
That's
there for a
amazing.
long time. Dolphins are coming to places that they've never been before because the pollution has gone. So I think I think there's a lot of good things that are happening. It's not all negative. You know, it's a tough time to live through this, but you know, it's making people, you know, look at things a lot deeper. We're not distracted by football. You know, we're not distracted by a lot of things that
Exactly.
don't matter. You know,
Yeah,
we're being forced to look at our lives in a lot more depth, a lot more deeper. And you know, what's the meaning of it all? You know, so I think it's waking people up as well.
yeah,
Um, but it's yeah, you know, and it's an interesting time to be alive for sure.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
And the last video that you share on your feed on Instagram,
yeah,
I love that trying to keep away from news, especially from negative news, because
yeah,
you're trying to keep the positive energy at home.
yeah,
It, because we know how it works. It's like
yeah,
you open the door, you know, for negativity to get in your house.
yeah,
But there are people that really don't know the importance of this. What do you
yeah.
think?
It's so important, you know, to keep a happy and positive house. You know, it's really important. And you know, as I said in the little clip there, that Nicola, my wife, she goes around, she sages the house. So you know, that's good for dispelling, not just dispelling bugs and things. It's good for the energy of the house. You
Yeah,
know, they
yeah,
use it
yeah,
in churches. They always see them using it in churches, don't you, to clean the air. So, you know, you
yeah.
can use it in your house. And it's a simple sage, you know, you get a sage thing, light it, and it burns this, makes this smoke that clears the energy, clears the air. You know, so we do that, and we have positive things on the TV. You know, if we don't watch the news because, you know,
Yeah,
I flicked on it the other day, and it was like this noise. I couldn't handle it because my vibration, I was in a different place. It was like a
yeah,
noise coming. I had to flip off it. And, you know, so it's really important to do that, to have a clean and energetically clean house environment. Because when you're in that, you thrive. You feel good, you know, you feel uplifted. And, you know, even though we're going through this crazy time, a lot of fear, you know, we feel that in our house, we're in a very positive environment. You know, the food you know, we're vegan, so we just eat vegan food. You know, there's no, you know, food that's been created from animal cruelty. And as I say, we don't have the news on. We
no,
just keep it very light, positive, you know, very positive energy in the house. That's really important. And, yeah, that's, you know, when you're on lockdown like this, everyone's locked in their houses. So you have to create a positive space. You know, it's important to do that. And, you know, so we have music on, you know, uplifting music and chanting. We've got two little kids of 5 and 3. And, you know, they're living in this lovely little bubble. We want to keep it beautiful for them,
of course, yeah. That's
you know,
great.
and
That's
so they,
great.
yeah, so they grow up in a very happy, positive environment. And, you know, they say as well, if you get it right with the first 7 years with kids, you know, if every stage of their development's positive and happy and they're growing up in a nice environment, they will thrive for the rest of their life because that's the
Of
foundation,
course.
those 7 years. And I never had that. You know, I grew up in a very different house. I was very dysfunctional. I grew up in London in a very traumatic house. It's kind of what led me into being a therapist, because I had a lot
like
to clear. I don't.
boys.
Yeah, very quite violent and not a happy life. So I wanted to create, you know, for me, it's important to create something very positive for my children. I wanted to break the cycle. And one thing that, you know, going back to the ayahuasca, when I was in the ceremony, I got a really clear message from my downline, you know, patriarchal downline, that keep doing what you're doing because you're breaking the family cycle. So, you know, and I didn't know that was a byproduct of ayahuasca until I read about it afterwards. But in the ceremony, I got that. It was really strong. You know, they were saying I saw it as like the, you know, the Mount Rushmore, the presidents.
The what? Excuse me?
You know, Mount Rushmore in America, you've got the presidents in the rock. So I saw my father, my grandfather, his father, going back, my patriarchal downline in the rocks. And it came to me, keep doing what you're doing because you're clearing the family karma. So I'm in the healing business, doing the healing. All my family, they were bookmakers, gamblers, you know, going back. So I'm the first one to do this work. And it came to me really strongly, you know, and I thought it was interesting. But afterwards I read that's a common byproduct from ayahuasca. And so, yeah, that's been important, you know. And with the kids, we want to keep it positive. We want them to have the best start in life. So, so I think
you're doing great.
Yeah,
tell me.
I think for people now, you know, don't let the fear get hold of you, because fear is very toxic, isn't it? And there's so much fear in the world at the moment that it's, you know, you've got to step out of that. You've got to keep yourself. And through meditation, you can be protected. You can be safe, because when you drop into meditation, you're not thinking about the fear. You're not worrying about things. You're in a very centered, still state. And there's so much power in that, because your mind has switched off. You know, your brain waves have dropped down to the alpha or the delta state, you know, so your brain cycles are slow and your unconscious mind is much more active at that time. You know, this huge resource. You think of the iceberg, so above the surface is the conscious mind. Below the surface is this huge unconscious mind that we slip into when we dream. But you can also access it through meditation. And when you go into that state, you can, you know, tap into your creativity and your talents and your, you know, your true genius. You know, and it's amazing what we've got in that part of us. You know, I've been in a therapy session where I've had a client where I've had them in a very deep trance state. And in that trance state, they've started speaking a different language, a foreign language. I saw a client and she was speaking a foreign language, which she couldn't speak in a normal conscious waking life. But there she was speaking this foreign language in a trance state. So we've got this incredible ability and talent when you're in that. And so for now, it's more important than ever, you know, to experience that.
That's exactly. We have to awake all our power. You know, this powers that we have, that we can't connect with this power when we are with a lot of noise in our head. You know, in our lives. That's the importance. That's the importance of meditating. And you know, there are especially the people that we live in the cities. Some of us are blessed living in spaces, in big spaces, and others, well, living in very small spaces. They have, you know, small windows. They don't have a garden. So it's very important for all, but especially for this kind of people that they don't have this opportunity to use the tools. I think we have a lot of tools. Because as you said, you have 100 meditations, no? And the most important thing of meditate is to take you to the present The only moment that exists is the present. But we have this illusion,
that's right.
this illusion, and also this information that we have here that take us back to the information when we were kids, and then we have this anxiety because of the future. So we have to work all the time to be focused, to be connected with our inside. That's the only way to connect with all these powers that we have.
Yeah, and the present moment. You know, all we've really got is the present moment. And it's, you know, now more than ever, it's important to be mindful, you know, to live in the present moment, you know, because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. And, you know, it's at the moment, it's the great unknown, isn't it? And, you know, people are naturally frightened because they don't know what the next step of this virus is, you know. So it's, all we've got is this moment, you know, just practice being mindful and being present. And, you know, as I said, I've got 2 little kids who are 5 and 3, and they naturally do that. You know, kids live in the moment, you know, they don't think about the future or the past. They're just present. So they're a great teacher for me because, you know, if ever I'm thinking about things or you know, got business things going on, I just get myself back in the present. You know, I get down on their level, play with them, and I'm in the present moment, you know. And
exactly,
it's so important to do that, you know, just to live. And, you know, Eckhart Tolle's a very good teacher of that, the power of now. You know, he's a great teacher for, you know, reminding you that all we've got is this moment, and to live in it and to experience it fully, you know, to just focus on your breath. You know, a good way to get into it is just to breathe, you know, to start breathing and be aware of your breath. You know, so focus on the in-breath. Imagine the breath swirling around in your lungs, breathing out, you know, the old stale air. And just that's a good way to get you into a very present moment. You know, you can even close your eyes when you do that. So just take 10 breaths, get into the present moment, and then think about nothing but this moment. You know, this moment you're touching the desk, I'm looking out of the window, and I'm totally present at this moment. Totally
I'm eating the fruit, so I can feel, you know, so I can feel the sweetness of the fruit. I don't know, to be in the present.
Yeah. Engage your senses. Use your senses to really anchor you in the present moment. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Glenn,
you know,
there was one question here. Alguien preguntó algo.
Yeah.
That which of your, I think, Mónica, creo que preguntó, one of the viewers asked, what is the best meditation for this moment? Well, I know you have a lot, but which one do you think it will be very good, or maybe at what times will be the best?
Yeah, I mean, as I said in the clip that I put out, the 396 hertz solfeggio meditation is, you know, that's the frequency that Gregorian monks used to chant to release fear.
It's a green one? It's a green?
The red one, red.
Ah, the red one, okay.
Yeah, 396 hertz. It's the bass one. And it was one they used to release fear, for releasing fear. And so that's the one. And I've got a free version of that on YouTube. I did a remix of it. The original's in my app called Relax and Sleep Well, but I've got a free version of it that I did a remix on and put it up on YouTube. And it's 3 hours long. So you can listen for the 3 hours or 30 minutes or whatever suits you. And yeah, you can really get lost in that because it's very dreamy, and you know, the sounds are big, and you know, that's a good one. I've got another one that's quite good for releasing anxiety, which is called mindfulness meditation for releasing anxiety. And that again it's in my Relax and Sleep Well app, which is a free app. So it's a free recording in there. It's a free recording.
The wonderful thing is that in your meditations of the solfeggio scale, you have 3 options. You can use just the sound. Sometimes I use it in my home.
Yeah.
You can put just the sound, or you can use it to awake or to go to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's amazing.
So, yeah.
Some of
so
the viewers are asking me if you can write here the number of the a ver, I'm gonna write it for you. Wait. It's
Yeah.
396.
Okay. Let me do that
Okay.
now then.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Ahora va a escribir Glenn las frecuencias que nos está recomendando. Pero lo que está increíble es que, and also your link, I don't know your, sigan a Glenn, follow him on his Instagram also, and you're gonna find your web page. You have a page, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, great. Yeah. Y está increíble porque les digo que cada frecuencia tiene estas tres opciones. El puro sonido que la pueden poner en su casa todo el día, que yo lo hago mucho, para levantarse y para dormirse.
And the app that's most people use is Relax and Sleep. Wow.
Mónica, puedes poner, es lo que estoy diciendo, puedes poner las frecuencias, nada más la pura música, el puro sonido, para ponerlo en tu casa. Okay, great.
There we go.
Well, super.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Lovely
Really.
to talk to you, and I'm really interested in the frequencies, you know, the biofeedback.
No,
So we
I'll
must
write
talk
you
about
later. I will write you later. Yeah, I will write you later, and let me give you a therapy, a virtual therapy, and we can. I want to share with you.
That would be lovely.
And I want to share with you where is the program where I put your with the solfeggio frequencies.
Yeah. Okay, that would be wonderful.
Okay. Well, Glenn, thank you for your time. Really, thank you for your perspective. This has give us, I know, more clarity, and it's a huge pleasure to have you here in this program, Holyhealth.
Oh, thank you.
And well, let's keep in touch.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm honored. You know, it's fantastic to hear that you're, you know, helping people with my meditations. That's wonderful. I'm really honored. Yeah.
Yeah. As I told you, we've been working together.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You know, and people are healing from that. So it's wonderful.
You are doing amazing work. You're helping to clean us, you know, and to clean this planet.
Well, we're all light workers. When you're on that path, you're a light worker, aren't you? You know, and however you're doing it, whether it's hypnotherapy or, you know, kinesiology or massage or whatever it is, you're a light worker. You're giving. You're of service, aren't you? And I think that's
exactly.
Such a lovely thing to be involved in at this time when it's needed more than ever. You know, and for most therapists, you know, most therapists have been on that journey of healing themselves. You know, dysfunction. Like I said to you, I had a lot of troubles when I was young and problems, and you know, and getting on that healing path, it teaches you so much when you heal yourself. Yeah. You know, when you're on the healing journey, and till I'm 90, because you know, we're never the end result. We're never the finished product, are we? We're all on a journey.
Absolutely. We'll have to work forever, but it gives us it's a changing life. Changing life because we change the way we live. We change the way we see things. We experience from a different way. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's it. And it's powerful.
Very powerful. So I am very happy that all the healers in the world now can really, we can help, we can work together, we can do a lot of things together.
Yeah.
Really.
It's beautiful.
So thank you very much, Glenn. Thank you for your time. I am very gracias. And well, let's keep in touch. Thank you. Bye. Gracias a todos. Gracias y que tengan un bonito día. Bye.
Take care. We'll speak.